Hello minasan. This is Yuki, your realist simulation BU elf, and today I'm going to talk about another free mobile OTOME game that I would describe as the evolution or the future of OTOME games on mobiles, or you can play them on Androids or iPhones, it's the same. So this game is called Love and Deepspace, and I hope that you have heard about it. So in case you didn't, let's start. First information I would like to pass on to you is that Love and Deepspace is an immersive game which has a lot of 3D cutscenes, storylines, and interaction. It's all told from a first-person perspective, a story where romance and adventure unfold before your eyes. And the closest, it's actually, I found out that the design is probably the closest to virtual reality because the camera angles are really interesting. It's almost as if you are yourself there in that particular area or space, opening the door, meeting those people, like raising your head or looking sideways. It's really such a high level of immersiveness for a totally free game, almost, because it's still fundamentally gacha game. But anyway, like there are a lot of free amazing features in it, and I highly recommend it. To start with, it has dress-up game features, so you can basically pick the outfits, the accessories of the heroine, and also her hair color, eye color, but not only that, it also includes her body proportions, her face shape, and even different parts of her face proportions. So people really go to such extent to either make the heroine their ideal version of themselves or to make her into themselves, like literally make the eyes and the mouth and the skin color and everything look as closely as possible to themselves in order to, like get totally mentally into the game. And this dress-up feature doesn't only apply to the heroine as many other classical OTOME games, but also apply to the male leads. So the more you advance in the story, the more you are likely to get further outfits and accessories for the characters that you are sort of romancing, if I may say so. And also there are some really expensive outfits that require you either to do a lot of farming or either you spend like real life money on them, but that's another thing. Like if you are not so patient or if you are not as much calculative about which outfit or which secret stories you want to get, then you might spend real money. But if you are sure you want what you want from this game and you spend certain number of months or days on it or hours, then you may get what you want without necessarily spending so much money on it. I guess this is the basic concept for many gacha, let's say, romance games. But aside from that, this is not the only amazing part about it, but also the fact that you can reply to text messages, calls, and even interact with them on their social media. There is this kind of shared Instagram page where each ally posts picture or put some caption or some quote, and then you can choose to comment on them or to like their post. And even in the commenting option, they give you like 2-3 options where you can pick the attitude or the vibe that you want to convey to them. Either you want to look sarcastic or funny, or you want to inquire seriously about why they're posting that particular story or something. So it feels really interactive. This is not really the extent of it. I have really to get further into this and explain more. So you can also take pictures together, which is something I really was surprised. And you can do this various funny, really cool poses with them and have the stickers and have the borders, have this kind of, frames. And I find that really fun because you can literally fall in love with this character and have a picture of both of you posing on your phone as your cover or post it on social media or anything. Like, this is really extremely fun. The other point I would like to make is that although many of these features might look kind of unusual or kind of really first time thing coming, however, I think it has been inspired by many other older games, for example like Tears of Tempest or Wannabe Challenge. These games also had most of these features. So of course there is nothing that is built on like pure magical inspiration. You learn from other games' mistakes and successes, and you try to make something that responds to the audience needs and aspirations. However, the point where Love and Deepspace actually gets really innovative in and jumps into the future is not all of these features I mentioned before, but again, other types of features where you can actually touch the character. Yeah, you heard me right. You can touch the characters, you can tease them, you can like have a chit chat or play together some claw machine type of game where you get some plushies and you can put these plushies on a special desk for the particular character. You can also play a kitty cat card or something. So it's like card game but with cats on it, and it's really fun. And you have these colorful cats into different cups. And I was thinking, oh, this is like a mini game inside the game, so it must be really easy and really predictable and everything. But believe me, I lost so many times to all of them. And what's more fun than just the game is that the interaction during the game, because sometimes they are like, oh, I'm going easy on you, or you are so cheeky, or something like, oh, please try to cheat while he's sleeping or while like he's not paying enough attention. I don't know, like there are these kind of fun moments which really makes those mini games even more interesting than they initially look like. And I'm also surprised that I keep losing it to them in those games, because although there is like the easy mode and the hard mode, even the easy mode is not so obvious like how you would win each time. Okay, maybe if you play enough hours, maybe you stop losing like me. But because I'm not so much committed, I keep losing to them, and it's quite frustrating because sometimes I'm like so close to winning, but then I don't. So yeah, this is the most fun part of them all. It's the heartbeat thing. So in one of the options, while interacting with the character which you choose on your main screen, you have the choice to hear their heartbeat. And at first I was thinking maybe they just, like recorded the heartbeat from YouTube and just posted it there, and they thought, yeah, people would just get fooled by it. I don't know, I feel like I didn't really buy the thing. However, there are videos out there on YouTube which are saying that according to professional medical staff, the heartbeat in the game was recorded according to a real person. So in order to make the game as much realistic as possible, their heartbeats are literally of real humans. And then you see different reaction. And for me, the best reaction ever is that of Raphael. My love, Raphael, literally. So if you have played Tears of Tempest, there is that artist, kind of free-spirited, younger guy type of character. And if you liked him, then yeah, he is here in Love Deepspace. The young guy who's artist, free-spirited, wealthy, cheeky, whatever you would like to put it in. Yeah, he's here again, and I'm insanely in love with him. So Raphael, I guess, gives the most satisfying kind of reactions because he really blush so much, and you see it. It's so visible that you're like, oh my god, this is so cute. The others, I think they do react anyway. They say things, but maybe they are not as much, responsive in that way. They are responsive in different ways. I think Xavier actually makes you embarrass yourself. You're like, what are you doing to me, actually? And Zayn is literally roasting you every single time. This is what I think, the reaction. I'm not a Zayn girly, I'm not a Xavier girly. I think Xavier is more like my bias wrecker, if I may call him so. But Raphael is my main love interest in the game. Although, the funny part, you might think like, okay, this is an OTOME game, so when I start playing, I'm gonna pick my ally, and then I'm gonna choose his route, and she hits ending. No, this is not how it works. Like, if you have played Tears of Tempest and wanna be challenged, you will know that even though you have different allies, the main story don't focus on romance with the main allies. The main story focuses just on the main story. Like, you have action, you have fight scenes, you have mystery, you have heroine interacting, having dinner with any one of them, their past or her past or their past being uncovered, some events and things going on. But the romance part, the moments where you get those really tender moments and sweet moments, it's more like a hidden quest or side quest. And if you get certain cards, then you can get to unlock those moments, and then you get to hear those voice messages or those kind of type of really steamy type of podcast thing where you're like, oh my god, this is so cute, I cannot handle this. So Yeah, for your own advice, never ever open those tender moment kind of stories in public. You would rather not embarrass yourself. I mean, you may if you have headphones, if you are a really strong hearted person, but if you are a person like me who loves to scream and fangirl and roll around and blush and overreact, yeah, you are better off not. As I said before, so you start this story as deep space hunters. And basically you have unlimited abilities, nobody knows your specialty, what is it? And so that gives you a bit of privilege in your new organization, in the sense that they really want to protect you and they are really nice to you, and also they really respect you on many other levels. So the personality of the heroine is really joyful, is really nice, she's really strong but at the same time like compassionate. So instead of being just a blank heroine where you try to put on your thoughts on her or impose them, I really love how personality of the heroine really makes you to be her, want to be her, and she really motivates me to be like a better person. So the very first ally that you will meet is Xavier, and he's the guy white-haired, he's really mysterious, but not only mysterious, I think he's quite suspicious, because he appears at the most unusual times. When your connection is cut off from your colleagues, you are in danger. The person who rescues you during a mission where the network with your colleague has been cut off. You don't know anything about him. He seems also fairly strong. He seems to know so much about the monsters more than you do or everyone else in the organization does. But he's sort of like, each time you ask him a very direct question, he diverges from it. And he leaves you with even more questions on your mind. We have Zayn. Zayn is practically your, I don't know, like kind of long-term friend. I think, not exactly childhood friend, but I think like teenagerhood, after high school kind of friend. He's a doctor, a workaholic. He's very stoic, serious, no jokes type of guy. But he's really caring, like he's so fairly caring. He knows your job is so dangerous that you might get hurt at any point, and he really reminds you of your medical checkups. Well, basically you can drop by the hospital at 4 a.m. and you find him there working, so that's a plus. You know, you don't have to worry about him being asleep at any point of the day whenever you want to call him or you need him. So that's something you can keep in mind. And the other character is this random tourist who's trying to, and he asks her a strange question. It's more like bohemian question. So he gets really philosophical around the fishes in the river, and just imagining how long the day was for the heroine after work, and then you meet this guy who's saying really such nonsensical things. I think she was really happy that she would never meet him ever again in her life, and she was like, okay, I'll go along with it for a couple of minutes. They disappear, and that's what she did. However, what the heroine and me didn't guess at the beginning is that it's not like a one-time encounter. This guy turns out to be a really famous painter, artist, and he's involved with a case of another well-known painter whose painting is making people crazy and killing each other. And so, in order to protect himself and investigate further the incident, he hires the heroine in order to be his bodyguard. However, as you might have expected, she will not do much of bodyguard kind of a job, but more of a, let's say, servant type of job. Like she will be picking up his brushes, paint, bringing some rare item from another faraway island. That's what the heroine will most likely be doing. Of course, if the incident involves wanderers who are the monsters that sometimes appear in different areas, yes, that's her job. She's gonna be investigating that. And that's what she does occasionally. And because they are both the same age almost, they go into this bickering and small fights, sort of sarcastic comments. And it's really funny because that's not the kind of interaction she can have with Zayn or Xavier. I feel like Xavier is mostly airheaded and he wouldn't get it if she says something that is supposed to be sarcastic, while Zayn will be like taking things at so much face value. This is a spoiler that I got from other girls in the groups on Facebook, like fandom out there. It's more like, if you played Wannabe Challenge, then you will know that the background of the three main guys is that three of them are actually goblins and one of them is fox, which is like this kind of fantasy, historical, mystical element to the story. And Love and Deepspace also has that. I'm not sure exactly who are Xavier and Zane and Raphael, but they seem to be connected to the heroine's fate since ancient times, and I'm really looking forward to exploring further on that particular element because it feeds in more depth to the story and it makes you get more attached to them if you know that they are not just people she met randomly, but there are more deeper story connected to that. Another really amazing feature I really loved about this game is the fact that if you are one day on your own and you want to study, work, or even work out, and you don't want to bother any of your friends or family with a phone call or messaging, and maybe you just want to have your hands free and do whatever you want to do, then you can just unlock this feature on the Love and Deepspace app, where you can have your favorite ally on the screen and they can spend like from 10, 15, 30 minutes with you while you are doing whatever you need to do. And it's like they are there for you, so it makes you slightly less lonely. And at the same time, if you tap on them at any point, then they will make some funny reaction, or they will react to you, or they will support you while you are on the task you have assigned to them and to yourself. And so I think it's really amazing. Besides the fact that you feel comforted by their presence, it also give you some form of emotional support. This is the point of playing OTOME games. Like if they don't support you emotionally, if they are not there for you when you really need them, then why would you be playing the game? So I think this feature is really important, and I'm glad that somebody finally created it and made it available for anyone who basically don't want to be burdened on people around them, but wants to, be in touch with someone at any point of the day. So that's all that I have to say. If you have any comments about Love and Deepspace, any kind of feedback, experience, any features I missed out to mention, feel free to put them on the comments. And please let me know who's your favorite ally. Thank you. Bye bye.